Guys, finally, the Kwara State government has been exonerated by the federal government. Like you can see, this Twitter handle is owned by the Kwara State government, and it says, NSA office clears Kwara State, says arrested persons are vigilantes known to federal government. If you've been following the news, you know that some of these terror guys were arrested in Kwara State having AK-47 in their possession, and also they had a vehicle, and when they were questioned, they said the government provided it to them. And upon further investigation, Ribadu has come out to say he is aware of those people, and Nigerians have been reacting that how come the office of the NSA is sending security vigilantes to a state without informing the state government, without informing the local government, without informing even nobody in the state is aware, not until these people were arrested. Also in Kogi State, two terror guys that were arrested were having in their possession ID cards that indicates they are members of Mieti Allah Cattle Breeder Association people. So that has raised a lot of questions how Ribadu is, you know, accused to be bringing in Fulani militias to be the ones protecting other states. People are asking, why is he not sending them to northern, as in far northern states? Because in Kwara State, these things are happening in Christian-dominated areas. That is Kwara South. And there have been a whole lot of reactions, which I'm going to be sharing some of them with you now. Now, let me read out these headlines. This one says, two kidnappers found with Mieti Allah ID cards killed in shootout with Navy in Kogi State. This other headline here says, Tinubu's NSA Ribadu, government Abdul Razak accused of deploying migrant Fulani headers with AK-47s to Kwara South to tackle insecurity. Residents kick. And this other headline says, bandits killed my husband after DSS collected guns from our vigilantes. Kwara woman mourns as terrorists sack Ode community. And this other headline, these are just what is happening in Kwara State. And now the Kwara State government is saying that our hand is not there. All these terror guys are coming from the NSA, Ribadu, and there've been a whole lot of reactions. And what is even causing more problem now is the headline where Professor Yusuf is telling the defense minister not to go all out on the bandits, that he should take it wire on the bandits, no military action. He should rather dialogue with the bandits, you know, and that has raised a whole lot of dust. Like you can see this headline here, it says, we reject war against Fulani bandits. Professor Yusuf insists on dialogue. And this other headline also said, is Professor Yusuf now a terrorist sympathizer? All these are today's headline. So Yusuf is saying they don't want military action. You know, just like Gumi said that the federal government must dialogue with the terrorists, don't use military action. The same thing Professor Yusuf is saying, that the Tinubu's government should not. In short, he is warning the new defense minister. Let me read from this Twitter handle here, just for you to get a clarity of what is happening. This person also tweeted on it. He said, we strongly reject any plan by Nigeria's Minister of Defense, Prof Musa, to wage war against Fulani bandits. He must understand that he is now a political office holder, not a battlefield soldier, and therefore has a duty to listen to the people. We do not support a full-scale military campaign against Fulani bandits. What we demand is dialogue, not violent solution, not endless warfare. Any insistence on military confrontation will ultimately or untimely fail. We have first-hand experience. We have entered the forest where the bandit leaders are, engaged directly, and witnessed the devastation caused by military operation and vigilante group. In reality, these bandits are themselves as freedom fighters. He's saying the bandits are freedom fighters, that they have entered the bushes. They have seen the devastation caused by the military. Can you imagine? That the military is causing devastation to the camps of these terrorists. They don't call them terrorists. They call them bandits, even though the international community acknowledges Fulani headsmen as terror organization. So guys, this is what we are saying about Nigeria insecurity. You can see that many of these northern leaders are in support of what the Fulani bandits are doing, and that is why they hardly condemn all this, their menace against the Nigerian state. Now I'm just going to allow you to take a look at this headline, these videos. Just take your time, watch these videos for yourself, and let me know your thoughts. But you can see that NSA Ribadu is being accused to be arming Fulani terrorists as vigilantes in other states, and now an elder statesman from the north is saying that Christopher Musa should dare not go all out on the terrorists. So these are some of the challenges Christopher Musa is going to be facing. Now take your time and watch these videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
governor of Plateau State, governor of Benue State said, look, I know certain politicians, but unfortunately, when they say this thing, they don't name them. They don't mention them.
Even when they name them, Matawale has been in the picture. What happened?
No, Matawale has been in the picture, but there is this argument between Matawale and Dauda Lawal. Matawale accused Dauda Lawal, and Dauda Lawal in turn accused Matawale. But it is curious to understand that in all of this, we hear the president and say, at that point, I think the presidency said, look, Matawale has not been found, wanted. And they gave him a clean bill of health. And he continued to serve in this government.
Good. That will tell you that.
Why is it possible? I think it was the National Security Advisor said, look, we don't have anything against, we don't have any information, any intelligence against the former governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawale, and all of this. So the suspicion is deep. The suspicion is very deep. So, now the curiosity in all of it is it, when we get this kind of information, why is it difficult for the security agencies to apprehend these people, investigate them thoroughly? We understand that you cannot investigate Dauda Lawal because he's still a serving governor. How about this other person?
Yes.
And people like Zulum should tell us when they say politicians are the ones now is the one calling for
calling for the arrest of this investigation. Terrorists,
they make light of the whole.
Don't even mockery of government of Nigeria that a terrorist will be telling you what to do and what not to do.
It's like Osama bin Laden telling American government, what to do with the people in government that are causing problems.
Can you just imagine?
Government. America will never take that.
Every time you be hearing, we are closing in on Toby Bello. Since how many days now? Every time we are closing in on him. We are closing in on him. What kind of work is he doing for God's sake? And every day they come and tell us we are working very hard to end insecurity. We are working hard. We have been neutralizing. Oh my! Look, you see this deceit. Is very. If you are a patriotic Nigeria, this thing should embarrass you. I'm not joking. It should embarrass you that the government will be this lazy, this laid back. That a terrorist will not be. Remember this man that Obadiah, that CBN man that he said me that governors are behind all these things. And immediately he said they arrested him and shortly after the man died. Is that not true? Every time they mention governor, go and listen to the report by Dan Ali Kefas. I think it's in the internet. A very deep report about how the former chief of army staff died. That what's his name? That died. The man named everybody. Yet the report is before Tinubu as I talk to you now. He is with it. The man said he submitted it to him. In Sokoro, nobody has been brought in. Nobody. And you are telling me you are fighting insecurity. The man even said that when he brought that report, they had to detain him for 64 years.
64 years?
For 64 days. 64 days. A high-ranking military officer like that. After all, he was very specific. He even said that plane crash was a bomb. It was not ordinary. He mentioned everything that happened. How some people's legs were blown out. That cannot be crash in Sokoro. So tomorrow, when I'm against this military, let nobody blame me because the report is out there now. They are the ones wearing this thing. Yet they will tell me they are fighting insecurity. Look at the contradiction. If you are truly what you claim to be, can such a thing happen?
Send the question. When we heard that the federal government has approved the 94,000
to be recruited,
and I was asked the question: this new enlistment, does it look like the military is currently overwhelmed? And so these new people, the 14,000 soldiers, that you want to send to the Army, Navy, and Air Force, what new brief are you going to give them? Different from the brief you gave the old ones. Briefs like when they are trying to overpower the terrorists and all of that, and other comes.
They were pulled back.
So these new ones, will you give them a fresh order to attack and kill?
It means that most of our military have resigned from the military. They don't want to tell us. For them to be talking of recruiting this number of people, they have all left. And they don't want to make it public. Not to frighten those who are still fighting. All these things they are telling us, there is no truth in any of them. No truth. if you see the level of betrayal in the military, you wouldn't even want to go into it. From what we are hearing now and from the report we are hearing, this military are not sincere.
So talking about the military, we hear that the president has promoted his
ADC,
twice in 1 year. Twice in 1 year.
Oh, so that is the infamy that is going on.
And now the brigadier.
So
not really. What would be the rank of the president's ADC? Does he have any limits?
He came in as a lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
As a lieutenant colonel.
From there to colonel.
So and the reason they are promoting him is what I find remarkable.
Did anybody tell you?
No, the reason is that so there will be a spirit call within the villa because the SSS man has just been made a director. That's the president's SSS aide, and then the police security aide as well has just been made. I think he has also been promoted.
Okay, so that they'll be at par.
They'll be at par.
Okay,
they'll be at par with commissioner or something. So now promoting him to that level puts them at par. So the rest will not be above him.
One another as equal.
Exactly.
As long as you are not in the same military establishment,
it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, it should be seniority.
No, but there should also be a command structure in the president.
But what then happens to his mates?
His mates? Yes, who are not in the
military.
In the military.
Everybody is not promoted at the same time.
You see,
that's why when you have people get in as first lieutenants, by the time they are 15, 20 years, you see some of them colonel, some brigadier, some major general, and that is how it ends.
And don't you think this will bring some sort of bad blood?
Of course,
it will.
Including this elongation of tenure, whereby you now put some people on hold, while their junior will be above them. Why do you think we will be happy with such a thing, Mr. Okoro? How?
Whatever happens, I think there are several questions around the sincerity of
in fact, Nigeria, the way this thing is going on,
except there is something they know that we don't know.
That is not
that from what we see. I mean, the government cannot be telling us that, look, we are trying to recruit more people. And meanwhile, the people that are in there, by the time they want to overpower the terrorists, ask them to pull back. For what reason?
And they are not well treated. And they are not well treated. They are not well treated. That's even the major reason. They are not well treated.
And we seem to be fighting insecurity. Meanwhile, fighting terrorism, America says we're on the right path. Meanwhile, we have 600,000 Benue images living in IDP camps. And their homes, not that their homes are flooded, not that there is any form of natural disaster in their homes. Their homes are occupied by foreigners.
Foreign terrorists.
And you tell us that we are fighting insecurity. The only way I believe that this government is intentional in fighting insecurity is if they start from that point that, look, you have to take back all the IDPs back to their native land. Then Nigerians will believe that, look, you are sincere in this fight.
Look at how long this thing has happened, Mr. Okoro. Before America reacted, look at how long this thing has been going on. Look at how, that means if not for this thing from Donald Trump, nobody would have done anything though. All these other revelations that
apart from the Donald Trump pressure, even within the Donald Trump pressure, do we see enough effort?
At least our fears have been confirmed. All along, we have been saying it, but nobody have a handle on what is going on. All these revelations that is coming out now, from the report they submitted to Buhari and to Tinubu, which is coming out now in the open.
We have Comrade Roy Yabo. Comrade Roy, please feel free to join into the conversation.
Thank you.
Oh my God, you always forget my head.
Go ahead, please.
I did not hear the question, sir.
Oh, okay. It's not a question actually. We're just reacting to the headline. The headline being two former allegations of a terrorist, two former governors fueling insecurity, Torji Bello. I don't know if you are familiar with that story. If you are, then let's have your take. If not, we'll move on to another.
Of course, this is not the first time we are hearing that people, there are Nigerians who are sponsoring this insecurity. Even some international organizations have mentioned him. Even some foreign countries have also mentioned him. The Nigerian government have never considered it wise to say, let's consider those variables. And I believe, and that's the reason why I strongly believe that those in position of authority don't want this insecurity to end. Because there is a school of thought we say that some of them are profiting from the whole arrangement, and they will continuously want to. Your favors you continue want to make it to continue to happen so that you start reaping the dividends. That is what they know. If Nigerian government genuinely want to fight insecurity, to me, it's not a rocket science. It's just a matter to take a situation that will make it to work. A person who is an inspector general of police who have been there, you know the time have elapsed, you will still continue to keep him there. How do you expect the younger ones who have been aspiring to want to be an IGP, how do you expect them to put in their best? They are already limiting their potentials, and this have a way of also affecting the level of security within the system. Nigerian government, President Tinubu must consider it now to say, well, we are not supposed, this man, you can't remain like this. How do you even, one of the things I've even been very bothered about, how do you remove a man who was not doing well as an army chief, and I'm making him a minister of defense? I find it difficult to reconcile.
I disagree with you. Some of us think that he was doing okay. He was doing okay as the chief of defense staff.
If he was doing okay, why was he removed?
Well,
did you get the only thing?
There could be other reasons. Is the year of service is still very favorable to him? Is he have more years to do in the army? Yes, but then politically, since he was appointed, he was removed, and then he had to leave office.
Do you know the financial implication of that? What it costs Nigeria to do that?
Apparently, yes, of course.
We are borrowing money. We are borrowing money. We must be very careful.
So it's governance now. That is the issue. It's governance. That's the issue.
And the government are the issue. Government must show serious capacity to also question them.
Right.
Because if you don't question those who are financing the source, that is the source of the power of the insurgency. If you don't question them and nip it in the body, the person will continue. They will just be dancing up and down.
About money. Money is spent, and monies and all of that. So let's quickly run into another issue. If time allows us, I'd like us to also talk about.
Sorry, Moses, before you go to that thing, you were here when they promoted this chief of defense, Abi, this new person that came, and when he came, he was blowing hot. I told you here that he's not going to do anything. Is that not? Abi, is that not?
The Minister of Defense.
Yes, I told you. Is that not?
He just started.
Lose weight. How many days? Hold on. How many days does it take you to?
It's not even up to 2 weeks.
Leave that thing.
What are you expecting?
Donald Trump started action from inauguration day. Donald Trump, he started action that day. He really saw 14 policy statements that day. He was inaugurated.
The same Donald Trump you are talking about said that the Ukraine war and Gaza Hamas war will end in 3 months. Did he?
But he wants to tell you that you need that.
So the minister has gone
Listen, hold on. Listen, there are things that are very immediate. Listen, he told us that he wants to find out who gave the order for the security to leave that school before these girls were kidnapped. Yes. Is that not true?
Yes.
How many weeks now?
Do you know if he has done that?
And it's not in the public domain. Do you need to set up a panel for that, Mr. Okoro? Please, we people are just defending this government. For what?
We are not defending.
How long does it take for someone to say, who gave this order? A question, somebody will answer you immediately. Is that not true? You need to know
if they have found out.
I found out and nobody told us. You should know.
It's the same thing. If they tell you every move, you say, why are you?
If it is right now, if it is right, I will support it. But this one, I told you here that nothing will happen.
No, sir, this is military intelligence. It's not everything that will be put out in the public.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Really? Yes. Oh, military intelligence, Abi? That the intelligence led our girls to be somewhere now in the bush with terrorists, Abi? What is intelligence there? Intelligence that led somebody to give order that some people should leave where they were.
Don't choose the conversation. The chief of the Minister of Defense said, look, I'm going to find out, I'm investigating who gave the order for the military to be pulled out. As at now, we don't know.
Oh, really? And you're taking how many weeks now?
It doesn't matter. Maybe they already know and they're already taking action.
The one that
what we need to say is that, look, there is action on the ground.
There is no action. Nothing will come. I told you that whenever government don't want to do anything, they set up a panel. Yes, they set up a committee that will look into what the other committee did, and from there they will not.
There is this mysterious bandit in Sokoto State that has been gone down. Are you aware?
Let us see. Have they shown you this?
He was taken out.
Have they shown you anybody?
Okay.
Have they Kasala? Have they told you anybody?
Yes.
Have they told you any? Have you seen any of them? Have you seen any of them? Are we not supposed to see those who have been troubling our lives? Whenever this one has just here in the news, nothing else. What kind of thing is that?
When they kill Katala, they should come and show us.
What is wrong with doing that? What is wrong? Tell me, what is wrong?
When America killed Osama bin Laden,
what are you telling me? What are you telling me?
What picture did this?
They brought it. They brought it out.
Someone's picture.
What are you telling me? When they put him in an iron casket and threw him inside the river so that nobody will go there for pilgrimage, it happened.
Okay.
But apart from that, but so we let America, because what we are fighting is different from what America did.
I bet it's still
no, this one they call them bandits. Bandit that you are holding meeting with government, holding meeting with bandit, and they will not tell you.
Press conference.
Can you just imagine? Did it happen with Osama bin Laden?
Okay, but I know you're upset.
I should be. Upset is a very mad word. What are you telling me? In your country, you claim to be a sovereign state. America should not come and tell you, but the bandits can come here and be telling you stories. Bandits, and you say you're a sovereign state. So
let's see how much more upset you'll get when I read the next story. Okay, so the next story is from the Guardian newspaper. It's a big story on the cover page of the Guardian. It can be found on page 6. It says Buhari's legacy on trial as Emefiele ex-ministers face 3.5 trillion naira graft probe. Now let me see if I can quickly take you through it. Now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) is currently investigating Chris Ngige, a former minister of Labour, over an alleged 2.2 billion naira fraud. That's for Chris Ngige. Now, former Minister of Aviation and close political associate Hadi Sirika is also facing charges over an alleged 2.7 billion naira fraud linked to aviation projects. That's another one. We also have the Emefiele. Yes, Emefiele's arbitrarily allocated 3 trillion naira worth of foreign exchange, equivalent to $2 billion, without competitive bids or due process, allegedly conferring undue advantage on associates. All right, that's one of the allegations against Emefiele. There are others, the housing estate and the rest, a few others. That's for Emefiele. Now, EFCC is also prosecuting former Minister of Power, Saleh Maman, who's been ordered by a federal high court in Abuja to answer to a 33.8 billion naira money laundering trial. Similarly, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development under the former minister Sadiya Umaru Farouk is accused of laundering 37 billion naira meant for social intervention programs. All right. Now, we haven't even, okay. Now, collectively, the allegations involving Buhari's era officials total an estimated 471 billion naira in direct naira figures when the alleged 2 billion naira forex allocation is factored in. The total could be approximately 3.47 trillion naira, highlighting staggering magnitude of the cases confronting anti-graft investigators. There you have it.
So, as we clap for them now, Abi?
Well, I'm not expected to clap.
So
I expect you to speak
so
on the matter.
I am not amused.
You're not?
I am not amused with what you just read now. It's just a statement. What are the actions?
They're investigating.
Has anybody been brought in, Mr. Moses?
In detention.
Really? Yes. And you think at the end of the day,
Malami is in detention.
Are you sure? Oh God.
Boris, I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I know that they are still in detention.
This thing they say is for the optics, for Nigeria to believe that something is happening. We are nothing is happening. Let them first of all grab the 210 trillion naira. This one is just under our nose. This will happen now. Let us start from the known to the unknown.
Do you believe in this country?
What?
Do you believe that this country can be great again?
How can it be great with this type of people? No, tell me how. How can it be great with this type of people running the show? Greatness is an action by great men. Do you see any great man here? Hold on, did you see any great man in here? That kind of money cannot be missing, and everybody just behave as if nothing happened.
Let's say with the people that the APC people that served under Buhari, that this APC.
Why are you after them? They go after the one here now. Listen, I told you here, start from the known to the unknown. I will take you to the known now. The known is this one that happened now. This one happened now. 210 trillion
happened in the past 10 years.
They said
the 210 trillion. Not the one first cumulative for 10 years. Now we have a Hadi Seriki, former aviation minister, you know, who more like scammed Nigerian, scammed, you know, more like inflation, because he's not been proven guilty. Now this administration is trying Hadi Seriki. This administration is investigating. Look, this administration is investigating Chris Wabose. So
they are going after those who are in their bad book. Listen, I'm coming. I am coming. You are ladies must proof under the law. Is that not true?
Okay.
Good. Remember what happened to Ojekalo? This man was properly jailed. In fact, at a point, he became the first governor also under this administration that was jailed.
After 12 years of trial.
After him, good. What happened at the end of the day? Please tell me, did he serve that jail sentence? It
wasn't the federal government that released him. It was a court of competent decision that said, look, your trial was in error ab initio.
Oh God,
that's why you said that he who alleges must prove. You are alleging that 210 trillion naira was stolen. Have you proven that?
Listen, that means you don't know the story of Ojekalo. What you said now? Ojekalo was properly jailed.
Okay.
Now, APC people wanted to save him. You know what they did? They now promoted the judge that handled the case and then backdated it. Listen very well, though. Because that's what I call it with Tokoro. You only want to deceive me, but I will not allow you to do that. Now, they backdated it, though, and say, as at the time this judge passed that judgment, he has been promoted. So he has
Barrister, that's not correct. That was not what happened.
What happened?
Barrister, that was not happened.
What happened?
What happened was that the judge was promoted.
Hold on.
You are telling me.
Go ahead.
You are telling your own party.
Go ahead. I've not finished. Go ahead.
The judge was promoted from High Court to Appeal Court. And he was handling Oji's case. You know what happened? He came from the Appeal Court to try that case in the High Court.
Oh God,
that was what happened. Not that they backdated his promotion. No, that
was what happened. That was what the judge did not stand. They said that at the time he passed that judgment, he had been promoted.
No, he came from the Appeal Court to try that case. Which is abnormal, which is not.
Why was he promoted in the first place?
People get promoted from High Court to Appeal Court.
You can see. You can see you now. It was not deliberate, Abi. It was not deliberate. It's not deliberate for him to have been promoted, though.
He merited the promotion.
He did not. Then let me hear, please. He did not. He did not. If they promote Peter Linford or Omoto General, you say he's not deserving of it. Somebody handled that case and finished it. That was even what happened. He was already inside the jail, inside the correctional center. Before they now brought him out. Listen, you are missing the point. You are missing the point. He had been jailed properly. It was later that they now said this man had been promoted. And for that reason, that case he handled was what? Null and void.
Barrister, that was not what happened.
I don't know this one. Was the not inside the jail? Was he not inside the jail?
Was he not Appeal Court that squashed the jail?
Because of what happened. That's what I'm telling you. Because of what happened.
Let's take the argument from the Roy Oriamo. Come on, please.
Over 3.5 trillion naira.
Yes.
Look at
in total. In total.
Yes. Looted or mismanaged under Buhari regime. That is an indictment on the government of Buhari.
7 trillion.
And there's also a direct indictment on the APC government. That will show to you that how late Buhari mismanaged this country. That will show to us that Buhari was never in charge. Order is what? Over 3.5 trillion naira. looted from our past. No, it's called for a deep sober reflection. Let Buhari, if it is possible for we to reach out to him in the grave, he is supposed to take responsibility for this. That was the man we were told in this country that is a nonsense man. He does not believe in corruption. Now look at what we are seeing. Look at what is coming on. Look at the revelation. Is it not shocking? Is it not disappointing? How do, in an economy like Nigeria that is struggling, the struggling economy, over 3.5 looted by selected few, and you expect people like us to be happy over it? No. The APC government, the Buhari government came to this town to loot and to destroy what belongs to Nigeria. And the present president must take it upon himself to vindicate himself.
Who sold Nigeria? How did a person like Pantani end up being in charge of our national data? How? Somebody who is a self-confessed terrorist became our Minister for Technology in charge of our national database. How? Who sold Nigeria? And me and you, we've kept quiet. And then, when Buhari was done, he sold Nigeria as well. He sold it to Tinubu. This is very simple. Look all around you. Every law was compromised to make Tinubu the president of Nigeria. His pedigree didn't matter to the president. His educational background did not matter. He had to be the president. The sovereignty of this country was sold to make Tinubu the president of Nigeria. Laws be damned. Morality be damned. And it's not just the judiciary who sold Nigeria to Tinubu. Where are the elders of this country? Where are they? Where are they? The political class, or should I say crass, where are they? Where are they? Who is speaking? A president is awarding a contract with a no-bid contract at an unheard of price, at an outrageous sum, outrageous in the extreme, 2 point something. I can't even wrap my brains around the figures any longer. But nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. Nigeria has become Tinubu's property to do with as it pleases. What has Obasanjo said about it? Please, what have you heard from Abdulsalam Abubakar? Which one of your pastors have talked about the coastal road? How much have they collected out of it? Why are they all quiet? Nigeria is the way it is. Something that outrageous has happened and everybody who once spoke have kept quiet. Quiet. It's not even about us imagining things. It is about us being told. We're told routinely. In a country that has over 20 million children out of school. In a country where people cannot go to their farm. In a country that cannot even secure its own border, where somebody was Achi, I think that, Venerable Achi was kidnapped with his wife and daughter. Ransom was paid, but they killed this man in front of his wife and daughter, who must have been serially raped by now by these monsters. That country had hundreds of children in terrorist custody. The same terrorists who were phoned to release children, the same terrorists Bayo Ononuga told us they have their numbers, they can talk to them, who couldn't be spoken to. How absurd do you get? Hundreds of children in their custody, but this country has enough firepower to go and stop a coup. No problem. On whose authority? We have decades of non-alignment in our foreign policy, but overnight, Tinubu, a president lacking in legitimacy or popular mandate, he had been thwarted in his attempt at attacking Niger, thanks to David Udeyin and whoever leaked that memo. This man, within hours of a coup, could mobilize our Air Force and our special forces into Benin Republic. Before the dust of that one is even clear, under very opaque circumstances, our Air Force jet is grounded in Bobo Dioulasso or wherever in Burkina Faso with our airmen detained, and they are still busy lying. Who sold Nigeria to Tinubu? That none of you can even talk. Nobody is asking questions, and before the dust is even settled, they are talking about our fathers fought against the sale of Nigerian sovereignty to Britain, who was our colonial master, the original owner of Nigeria, who actually paid a price, purchased it. Our fathers fought and ensured that these people could not, under any stretch of the imagination, bring that defense pact to fruition. But this generation is sitting down. A president forced on the country is selling our sovereignty brazenly. Our tax records, supposedly anonymized, would be shared with another country. Does this make any sense? Who sold this country? Who sold it? Who sold this country? How much was it sold for? Can we redeem it? Is it possible to redeem it? I don't understand exactly where we are, to the point where we do not seem to understand that these unilateral and opaque decisions that explains nothing to anybody, not even a pretense at carrying along the rubber stamp legislative hand. Does it make any sense that we, who are the victims, sit on the fringe whilst decisions are taken, impacting our interest and the interest of our children, the future of everybody, and we just keep quiet? Let me tell you when you become complicit. When citizens refuse to be informed, even if you are victims, to be freed, you must be informed. When information is weaponized against you, when poverty is weaponized against you, but you voluntarily refuse to be informed, you sold Nigeria. When you refuse to participate in the political process, flawed as it is, you failed Nigeria. You sold it. When you fail to demand accountability and transparency, when you find reasons to be silent in the face of evil, it is time now, Moani is our own.
Oh guys, let's quickly take a look at some of the headlines on the social media. In case you don't know, the United States has, placed a fresh ban on some African countries. Nigeria is also caught up on that, and it's going to affect almost everybody, whether you are going there to live as a worker, as a student, or on business trip. I mean, the US is trying to close its border, especially at the wake of all these shootings that recently happened in Brown University, and you also have in Australia. A whole lot has happened, between this week and last week. So the United States came up with another visa ban on Nigeria. Now, there is this video here on the Twitter space where a man is saying, we want those pushing the false genocide claim that whatever action the US took wouldn't spare any of us. They didn't listen. The Trump's travel restriction said, hold my beer, hold my beer. This man is trying to say that because people were pushing false, tell me how it's false, that Christians are being killed. These northerners, they are the biggest problem in this country. You know, recently I began to see people saying, how is it that I was born in this country called Nigeria? Now I'm beginning to understand why people are saying all this kind of thing. How is the killing of Christians false narrative, Nigerians? These people just want you to be silent until you are gone. I mean, they just want you to be silent until you are finished. This is another saying they want Nigerians not to push the false narrative of genocide. So this genocide that has been happening for years, and the people of Plateau and Benue, Taraba, Bauchi, all those places, they've been at the receiving end. They've been bearing it. They've lost people. You see a woman will come up that I lost 5 children in one attack. I lost my entire family, my mother, my father, my siblings in one attack. We've seen cases like that. And these people just expect Christians to just keep mum. In short term, I don't know what to say about the way the North look at this insecurity. For them, it's not a problem. You know, it's not a problem. Anyway, I am going to take you through some of the reactions. So let me show you how Nigerians are reacting to this post. You know, it's so embarrassing. Now, US entry updates for Nigeria. This is not a ban, and no visa are being cancelled or revoked. However, entry into the US is suspended for Nigerians for certain visa categories under the US new government announcement. I think maybe later I'll check the video. But let me just see how Nigerians are reacting to what this man said. If we all have to keep suffering from the action of you northerners, we will all come together to remove you. Since you can't coexist with normal human beings, the northerners can really not coexist, you know. Calling for genocide, calling the genocide that has been going on in the country false claim is insensitive. I mean, very, very insensitive. Instead of you guys putting more pressure on the government to go all out to stop this evil and arrest the sponsors. Hi! You are here saying it's a trash. I'm really ashamed of this man. I'm really ashamed of you. You say false genocide. You call it false genocide? I am ashamed. Shut up, I won't even use this. You call it false genocide? Northerners have really been a problem to this country, honestly. Can imagine that calling genocide is a false genocide. Okay, let me continue with the reactions. This person say, what is false about the narrative? The Christians aren't being killed, or that there is no deliberate ethnic and religious cleansing going on when Saudi and UAE place a visa restriction on Nigeria. What is it about false narrative to Arewa logic? Honestly, everything they want to corner it. They want to corner it. This man should really take his time to come and read this. Honestly, he should really take his time to read this. It's really so shameful. that some of these people will really come out and be saying trash. May you yet be delivered from your eternal stupidity, even without this welcome ban. How many of these victims can afford to fly to America? Did they ever express to wish to go to America, or that they be left in peace for you from your warmongering terrorist brothers? This was just imagine what this one are seeing. You never want the insecurity to end. You love seeing your brothers doing evil and your leaders doing. It's really so shameful. I support what the US government did. At least it will be easier for them to separate those with terrorists like names from the innocent Christian. Muhammad, Isa, Gumi, Ayo, Bulama, Ibrahim, and the rest of them. Remember, it's a partial restriction. And this one's still talking about symptoms. What's a dishonest son of a gun you are? What's your take on NSA providing AK-47 to Mieti Allah members and sending them to southern states without the government knowledge? Professor Usman Yusuf said, leave the Fulani bandits alone. Any thought? We will continue to speak the truth and expose the evil going on in Nigeria. You cannot be killing us and expect us to pretend that everything is fine. You are evil, and this your gaslighting is death on arrival. It will never work. This person says, so you guys truly want to finish all the Christians in Nigeria. Thank God for Trump. The North is always putting Nigeria in a mess. Tell your Fulani brothers to stop killing people in the Middle Belt and up north. This US didn't make the claim for you to agree or disagree. It's a statement of facts on ground through intelligence and the visa ban. And the visa ban is to protect its interests. Back home, have you stopped the religious terrorism? Will denying that there is terrorism help solve it? No, it won't. This person say, can you just shut up? What false genocide claim? Are your Islamic brother killing Christian or not? What's affrontry? Just shut up, please, if you don't have what to say. I'm really short of words. We went at the end of the day. We knew at the end of the day it's going to be us and them. They gave false statement trying to destabilize the country, disregarding the consequences of their action. They will all learn the hard way. Hi. God, I can't believe some northerners say it's false that Christians are being killed. Are you telling me the killings and kidnapping in Nigeria is false? I don't understand your view yet. People are killed and kidnapped, and I don't understand the message you are passing. You people are passing. Is the Dubai visa ban? Okay. Is the Dubai visa ban is on only Christian or Muslims? What are you quibbling about? It's this kind of inane post that expose the most ignorant Nigerians. So guys, people are just wondering what this guy is saying. Oga, shut your mouth. Tell your Muslim brothers to stop killing Christians. How can one religion have the moderate Muslims, extreme Muslims, and radical Muslims, yet you say there is nothing fundamentally wrong with Islam and the Christians are not being targeted? Shut up. So there is moderate Muslim, extremist Muslim, and radical Muslims. God help us. Honestly, some of you don't actually understand this. US ban or restriction on travel to US. The restriction is only for Muslim. Christians are exempted. Only for Muslim. Christians are exempted. Oh my God. And this person, you think the reason why people are crying for justice, killing, or genocide is to discover favor for the West? Is pathetic. How many people will the US give visa? Your position is not accepting genocide is okay, but to dismiss the pain of others with a mocking is in a bad taste. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Honestly, it's so touching that these people are saying there's nothing like genocide, that is false genocide. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.